I'm very happy to introduce to you the food and agriculture session today that has a partner, that has two partners. The first one is Avril, an international player working in sectors linked to food, animal nutrition, renewable energy and chemistry, as well as Supernova Invest, a pioneer and leader in deep tech investment in France. My name is Ciprian Stănescu. I'm a Romanian social entrepreneur. This is my fourth time, I think, presenting this stage, and I'm very happy to have had amazing audiences so far. So you're my last session, so no pressure, but I really want to see a lot of, here, because I can't see anything. But I rely on you to support our startups with all the thrust and energy that you had. I hope you had a good lunch, because we talk a lot about food now. So the first jury member that I'm very happy to introduce is Sophie de Batz. She has over 8 years experience leading food and agriculture strategic initiatives. She's passionate about innovation and helping startups thrive. Within Avril, Sophie spearheads new opportunities, fosters open innovation, optimizes innovation performance, and many other things. Her experience spans strategic marketing, team leadership, and innovation management. Sophie?
Hi everyone, my name is Sophie de Batz. I work within the corporate innovation team of Avril, and I'm very thrilled to be here and to support the global challenge of Hello Tomorrow for the second year. Avril is the 5th agri-food company in France. We are committed to support the great challenge that our sector is facing by valorizing oilseeds and pulses into many outlets such as biofuels, green chemistry, human food or animal feed. I'm happy to say that innovation is in the heart of our strategy and a pillar for our growth ambitions. And yes, we are very thrilled to discover new talents, to hear great pitches on innovative solutions, and why not to become a supporting partners for the startups in the future. So good luck to you all, and can't wait to hear the pitches.
Lovely, thank you very much. There. The second jury member is Romain Sautreau. Before joining Supernova, he co-founded Startup Farmers, an investment firm specializing in agri-food tech. He also made 5 investments in startups as a business angel, and from 2013 to 2016, he was a strategy consultant at Corporate Value Associates in the agriculture and energy sectors. Before that, Romain was part of the large venture investment team at Masdar, which specializes in new technologies for energy transition. Romain?
Good afternoon, everyone. Quite glad to be with you today. My name is Romain Sautreau. I'm part of the Supernova Invest team. A few words about Supernova. We are a deep tech investor based in France. We invest basically across all the sectors of the Hello Tomorrow summit, so I'm not going to go through the full list. When it comes to agtech, food tech, what we like are disruptive technologies in biotech, in precision ag, in robotics or hardware that are basically active in ag and food, and we can invest from seed to late venture, so that's quite broad in Europe, but also in Israel. So that's basically about us. Don't hesitate to reach me after the event if you would like to discuss and connect. And good luck.
Thank you. I'm going to translate what Romain said. If you want money, go to him, right?
That's it?
Something like that. Yeah, good. Now we go to Manon Sarah Litek, stands out as one of Europe's leading investors in food tech and green tech. As a founding partner of the Green Generation Fund, she supports breakthrough startups in Europe and the US, aiming to build a resilient society within planetary boundaries. Prior to that, she was CEO of Katjen Greensfood and MD of DLD Ventures. She holds a PhD from the FU Berlin and a BA in philosophy from Oxford University. Last but not least, Kevin Kamfuis is the co-founder of Shake Up Factory, a state-of-the-art business and innovation accelerator dedicated to agri and food tech based in Paris inside the Station F. It gathers an international ecosystem of more than 200 startups, corporations and investors, leveraging synergies between them. Early 2022, it will participate to open the French hub of the European EIT Food Accelerator Network. Kevin? We have 7 startups, so that means that you should applaud about 14 times. So let's make it 20 times. Is that okay? No, not now. Later. Now let's go to Denmark with Mathilde Nordgaard, R&D director and co-founder of Agrobiomics, harnessing the power of soil bacteria and metabolites as new biostimulants for better crop production. Mathilde?
Are challenged by reduced yields due to drought and salinity stress, with more than 100 million hectares suffering from salinity alone. This accounts for $25 billion in agricultural losses each year. My name is Mathilde. I'm a co-founder of Agrobiomics, where we make agriculture resilient to climate change by using a novel and highly potent biological solution. I want to present Fortify. It's our biostimulant that increases yield under drought and salinity stress. Our solution is based on a bacterial metabolite that we produce through fermentation. It is highly potent and is therefore applied at ultra-low doses, which enable the farmers to use our solution directly in their existing farming practices. We have seen it work across various crops by improving the water uptake in the plant. In a field trial on the saline soils, we coated Fortify onto soybean seeds at a dose of just 5 milligrams per hectare, and that is at least 1,000 times lower compared to alternative solutions. The results were quite impressive. We observed a yield increase of more than 40% compared to the negative control, which leaves competing products far behind. So the global market for biostimulants is very big and is growing with 10% each year. And our beachhead market for soybean in US and Brazil is worth $200 million each year. So to get access to this market in the US and Brazil, we will partner with some of the big players within the ag sector to perform the larger field trials and the regulatory approval that we need to commercialize this product. And in terms of production, we are already profitably scaling up using a CMO. And due to the low doses needed, we have a very high profit margin of 90%, which in turn also represents a very attractive return of investment for the farmers of 5 to 10 times. So the production through fermentation and the low doses needed makes the production of our biostimulant highly sustainable. And by providing at least 10% yield increase on saline soils, Fortify can reduce the land needed for agricultural production by 10%, and this represents a direct reduction of 20 million tons CO2 each year. For comparison, that corresponds to the annual emission of Paris. Alternatively, if we maintain the same amount of cultivated land, a 10% yield increase due to Fortify can produce food to feed more than 160 additional people each year, which is especially important in developing countries, thereby supporting global food security. This is our amazing team. We are a diverse team based on ag insight and a strong understanding of the business, science, and technology behind. We have already signed a strategic partnership for product development, and today we are looking for investors and development partners to join our journey of developing biological solutions for a resilient agriculture of tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the jury. Who wants to start? Ramon?
Can you describe the mode of action? How does it work?
So we have preliminary data that is conducted on the model plant Arabidopsis, and there we have seen that when you apply it under salinity stress, it induces a response that involves, among others, upregulation of the aquaporins in the root cell wall. So even though you have drought or salinity stress where the osmotic pressure will take out water, the plant can actively pump in water through these pores. Besides this, we've also seen that it has an increased amount of the sodium exporter, so it can also detoxify the cells.
I would be interested to understand who are your competitors?
So our competitors are other startups that have found these compounds, microbes, or seedweed extracts that can be used for similar purposes. Compared to them, what differentiates is the low dose, so we don't have any problem with production. So most of our competitors that also have a novel compound, they have the COGS problem because it's too expensive to produce.
But are you also outperforming on performance and yield, or is it just the cost?
Also on yield, we have seen that we are outperforming. We always benchmark against a commercial product, and there we are also outperforming.
Sophie?
Yes, thank you for this very interesting presentation. Can you elaborate a bit more on your business model? How do you plan to access the market?
Yes.
And where do you stand in terms of commercialization?
Yes. So we have two routes to market. The one in US I was talking about. There are a few ag players that have access to that market for seed coating, and therefore we will have to convince them to work with them, and then they will finally be in charge of the field trials and the commercialization. So we will basically sell our final product to them, and then we will share the profit. That's for US. For Europe, we're planning to go to market ourselves. The route to approval via the regulatory is easier there in terms of time and cost. So there we would sell to the farmer through distributors in Europe, and there we are expecting to support our claims and be able to file the regulatory dossier by end of 25, and thereby having sales 1 year later or early 27.
Okay, a short question from Kevin.
Did you already conduct in vivo testing or just in vitro?
So in vivo, you mean field trials? Yeah. Yes. This one with the soybean, that was a small field trials in Spain, and now we're currently running larger trials in Brazil and US for soybean and corn through CROs to convince these big ag partners.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Bye. Yes, this is the exact energy level I was looking for. Now let's go to Henrik Kaye, co-founder and CEO of Essentia Foods from Germany. Seafood without fish, created using mycelium biotechnology. Henrik?
Let me ask you a question. If I serve you a Côte Provençal, but the white fish is made from biotechnology, would you try it? I'm Henrik, co-founder and CEO of Essentia Foods, and we do exactly that. We build seafood without the fish using mycelium biotechnology. I co-founded Essentia Foods together with Bruno, who's holding a PhD in biophysics, and he professionally worked as Max Planck. I myself have a commercial background, started my career at Deloitte, and then worked at Emma, a startup which I helped to scale from 80 to 630 million euros in revenue in just 2.5 years. And if there are two things that you should remember about us, about this pitch, is that we build a product that is natural and we make it affordable. In other words, we build good and cheap food. But let's all take a step back, right? When you look at the state of the oceans, it's devastating. Demand for seafood is expected to double, with 75% of our fish stock is already depleted. And plant-based alternatives have been a fair start to tackle this problem. But consumers complain. These products are too expensive, they lack texture, and they have long labels and are ultra processed, which in the end leads to them also being too expensive. At Essentia, what we do is that we go back to nature. We use mycelium biology to recreate fish and seafood alternatives using a solid-state fermentation process. That means that we help or we use this microorganism to convert food streams and food side streams into a white mass that allows us to recreate various products, and we start with fish and seafood. And that is the secret I'm going to share with you here on this stage today. We already are piloting the first meat prototypes leveraging our unique technology. So how far did we make it already? We filed for a process patent, and we validated our costs when scaling the process to at €6 per kilogram, and expect this to go down to below €3 per kilogram, leveraging our solid-state fermentation platform. We served more than 2,000 samples to customers across the industry and the restaurant chains, and signed letters of intent worth more than €20 million. So our customers are ready to bite, and I'm here raising a seed round to cater this demand. I'm here to raise the seed round for building a pilot, for launching in B2B, and for continuing to expand our platform and build better whole cuts of fish and seafood and of meat for the future. Many thanks.
Very good. Not fishy at all.
Yeah, maybe I start. So I have a question concerning the IP. So you're not running into any novel food restraints because you're working with existing strains. So your IP is in quotation marks, like only in the texturizing, not in kind of strain development and so on.
It's not the whole IP. We filed a patent for texturization processes combining the pre-processing and the solid-state fermentation process. There is also further IP on strain development. There's IP on fermentation calibration. There's also IP on certain pre-process and post-processing conditions.
Okay.
So, Romain?
What about the team? You haven't shared anything on that.
I think the first slide is on the team. I elaborated on myself, my background, my co-founder's background. We are in total a team of 9 full-time employees, combining more than 40 years of experience, and we cover as a team the whole value chain from deep research and mycelium fiber alignment, for example, side stream valorization, towards actually pilot scale food production.
And your next big hire, which one will it be in terms of skills you need to add?
So since we actually have a very good team in place to scale, the next big hire will be supporting the commercialization. So we'll be on the business development and sales end.
Sophie?
My question is on your business model. Do you describe yourself as a B2B or B2C company? And can you share your numbers, your figures for the future?
So we are a B2B company. B2B means for us working together with the gastronomy industry, and it also means working together with the food industry. So how do we see this evolving? It means that we create a certain texturized and customized biomass and then engage in a co-formulation process to build these products. And well, on numbers, I would try to be hesitant here, but very happy to meet up after this pitching session and get into more details.
Kevin?
We know how this category is sensible to taste. Can you elaborate on consumer feedback on your taste?
Sure. So first of all letters of intents, and some of them were with really big names like Coop or Rewe, are based on tastings. So I think that in itself proves that the taste is quite good. On the other hand, we actually achieved a very strong milestone just a couple of weeks ago, which is that we served a white fish fillet in a restaurant on the normal menu for sale for 1 week. And there we collected some feedback, and well, consumers liked it.
Good. Next time you bring a fish to the jury as well.
The next event, huh?
Yeah, good.
I hope to be
Thank you
a
very
catering
much.
partner.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, that way. Now, from fish to beer, we go to Eastup from Switzerland with Anna Müller, R&D and Scale Up. They upcycled the byproducts from beer brewing processes into high-quality, nutritious ingredients. Anna?
Hello, my name is Anna and I'm the head of R&D at Yeastup. Poor nutrition is a primary driver for excess body weight, which today kills more people than hunger. And our current food system contributes to 1/3 of global greenhouse gas emissions. So our food system is threatening our health and our planet. We are Yeastup, a B2B ingredients company that is tackling these issues with our innovative deep tech approach, with a technology with a circular approach. We are enabling the food and cosmetics industry to use healthier ingredients in the future. Our innovation contributes to a healthier nutrition because we extract valuable proteins and dietary fibers out of the yeast cell with positive health effects. Moreover, our extraction method requires 74% less CO2 than the production of pea protein. And we are reducing the waste stream generation because we are upcycling a very scalable side stream. So why have we chosen to use yeast? Because of its high density and high quality of ingredients. Moreover, we decided to use brewer's spent yeast because it is ecologically and economically more sensible for a sustainable business model. We are the first and so far only company in this field to receive positive patent approvals. Our process is unique because we generate 3 isolated ingredients from one industrial process. And of course, we have outstanding products with clear USPs for consumers. Our soluble protein is has a protein digestibility score of 1, which is the same as egg. So it is the first real alternative protein. And our polysaccharides have great structuring abilities, but moreover, they support over 200 cell health claims. We have received 95 requests from the industry already. We have low production costs versus high market prices, and we're launching our first large-scale production site in Switzerland, running from summer 2024. We can run the facility with low capex because we went into rental agreements with on the facility and the equipment. And of course, we want to scale further. We identified 3 other locations around Europe that would already bring us to unicorn status. So we have great economic viability. This wouldn't be possible without our passionate team, which is very diverse: researchers, serial entrepreneurs, and experienced site operators. So wrapping up, remember, our innovation will help to evolve the food system on a sustainability and a health perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
It was very good. Let's go to the jury. Romain?
Looking at your industrial process flow, I mean, what is the biggest challenge that you had to solve?
That we already solved or will be solving?
Well, both, perhaps.
Okay. So I think the first challenge was really to find the facility, and it was pretty much, I think, a lucky opportunity that we got. And now what we're facing ahead is really organizing the ramp up, making sure we have the right equipment, and then, of course, ramping up.
Okay. Perhaps I was more at looking at potential competitors and your technology. What would be the most difficult to copy, or, I mean, if they had to replicate your process?
So the process is patented. However, we have a lot of trade secrets in the process. So reverse engineering from the patent, I want to say, from a research perspective, is impossible because we have spent so much time since publishing the patent to really evolve further.
Okay. Sophie, you wanted to go on now?
Yes, sure. I had a question. Can you elaborate a bit more on the quality or properties of the protein that you are producing, and maybe describe the 3 types of ingredients that you are offering? Thanks.
So we extract protein, and it's a soluble protein from the yeast cell, so it's by nature soluble or natively soluble. We extract it very neutral in taste. It has kind of it has great not structuring functional abilities, because it is very soluble. So if you use it in a product, I think that's already a starting point. Plus, we have the protein digestibility score of 1, which is really the what distinguishes it from plant proteins, for example. We also have the beta-glucan and the mannan. Beta-glucan, I think, is already known, structuring abilities, and then the health claims. And the mannan is nice for moisturizing, so more cosmetics industry could be interesting. Yeah.
Manu?
Thank you.
So you can work with existing factories. Did I understand that right? So how much do you need to invest into each site to set up your production line? What are the capex costs per production site?
So for this site now, we can reuse almost all of the equipment. Also, we got some equipment from another facility from that company, and we can run the site with less than 1 million capex. So.
In what volume?
The output will be 800 tons per year.
Any short final question? No? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's go to Finland now with Anton Nolvi. He's COO of Perfat Technologies, offering food producers a new kind of solid fat with a superior nutritional profile. Anton?
Good afternoon. I'm soon turning 40, condolences accepted, and my doctor told me that I should balance my fat usage because apparently the cholesterol levels were a little on the higher side. And as a matter of fact, unfortunately, many of you are likely facing same issue, and that's because of simple reality. We should only consume unsaturated, the healthy fats, but unfortunately they're liquid in shape and hence lack the structure needed to make the foods that we love to eat. Saturated fats like palm, etc., provide the structure, but unfortunately they are super unhealthy and very unsustainable, even though they are broadly used. We at Perfat Technologies are curing this. By combining material physics and food sciences, we have developed a technology to turn any healthy liquid oil into a functional, solid or semi-solid fat ingredient. The production process is a few-step process that can be done with existing equipment currently out there today in the food industry. As this is material physics, not chemistry, we don't require any novel food authorizations. For our customers, the food producers, this means that they can boost the nutrition profile of their products and back it up with health claims. For you as a consumer, this can mean even up to 2 notches of improvement in the Nutri-Score of your favorite product. We are still quite young and small company, but I'm happy to announce first time in this event that we just closed our seed round led by Nordic Science Investments, and to help us expand and speed up our path towards industrial scale-up. We like to consider ourselves as deep fat technology company, and under our hood is a very high-tech engine with what we use to mathematically model the particle interaction inside our fat structure to make it optimized for functionality. And that engine has multiple gears that we can switch into in the coming 3, 5, 10 plus years to ensure that we maintain our competitive advantages against our competitors. Thank you.
Thank you. Deep fat, I'll remember that. Tech.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you maybe describe a bit more what applications you are targeting to replace? In what product do you plan to?
Yeah. So currently we are started by focusing on the bakery industry and confectionery industry, but then we will expand to dairy and all modern plant-based, like meat alternatives and plant-based foods.
And had another question. Is it cookable? Can you cook it?
Well, you can. It's our fat withstand the process in the food industry.
Normal?
You didn't talk about cost.
Well, yeah. Well, we are working at the food industry, so of course the margins are not pharma industry margins, so cost is a driving factor. Of course, competing, for example, commodities like palm oil. Palm oil is still very cheap. We will not today be able to reach exactly the same number, but we will be already today price competitive against coconut oil and for sure butter.
How far are you from commercialization? What is missing?
We are targeting actually end of this year to start our first commercial manufacturing with collaborators and aiming to have the first tons out there to be sold to our customers.
Manu?
And with what oils are you working? Base.
We are basically oil agnostic. So any oil, we are from Finland, so rapeseed oil is something that is available there. And when you go further down in the south, it could be sunflower oil, it could be even olive oil, but any oil, we are not bound to any particular.
Feedback from potential customers. What do they love? Where do they see potential rooms for progress?
Could you repeat? Feedback from?
Potential customers. I mean, what
right.
properties do they like?
Well, the health aspect resonates in many. You know, people are still looking to ways to make their diet more healthier, and companies are really looking easy solution to boost the nutritional profile of their products. And of course, giving an alternative to tropical oils is something that many of our customers are super happy to hear about.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's about it. I'll have that. So from deep fat tech to insects. Biocentis in the United Kingdom, led by Giorgio Rocca, CEO and co-founder, develops eco-friendly genetic solutions to safely control the world's most dangerous insect species. Giorgio?
Hi. At Biocentis, we are developing groundbreaking insect control solutions. Why is this relevant? Still today, insects threaten billions of people with deadly diseases, and they cause damages to agriculture for hundreds of billions of dollars. Climate change is going to make these problems worse, and in the meantime, the use of chemical insecticides is becoming untenable due to toxicity and resistances. These are huge problems, and we require better solutions. There is a desperate need for more sustainable and more effective solutions in terms of insect control, a need that at Biocentis we address with the visionary technology invented by our founders at Imperial College. Its application on malaria already attracted over $170 million. Bioscientis' mission is to extend this technology to control other harmful insects. Our platform is hundreds of times more effective than similar solutions. It is designed for scalable implementation, and it is entirely biological. But how does it work in practice? We release harmless insect males of the same species that is making damages. These males have been engineered with special traits. They can mate with wild females, but they will only generate more special males. The result is an extremely effective and reversible reduction in the size of the target insect population. But let's take a look at the economics. On average, insecticide treatments cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars per hectare per year. Our insects are estimated to cost less than $50, opening huge opportunity for eco-friendly and cost-effective insect control. We are already working on solutions to control Aedes aegypti, the vector of dengue, and Drosophila suzuki, a devastating pest of cherries and berries. The market is huge, and these solutions are set to be a game changer for health authorities and farmers. And that's not all. The list of potential candidates for our pipeline is almost endless, with an overall opportunity of over $100 billion. The plan is clear. It takes just a few years to move from lab testing to pilots and full rollout. We have a scalable business model. We will start providing an end-to-end service, and as the technology reaches maturity, we will quickly scale in new markets thanks to outsourcing and out-licensing. A model enabled by the strong potential for partnerships along the entire value chain. And we have the best team to make it happen. It comprises experts in business and venture creation, a dedicated data science team, and the inventors of the technology, who are some of the best genetic control scientists in the world. We also secured the support of an outstanding advisory board, which includes technology pioneers, regulators, industry experts, and even a Nobel laureate. Thank you.
Sophie?
Can you give us more details on the market tractions that you already have, and where are you in terms of development, commercialization, etc.?
Yes, so we are still in the lab, but we build on a solid history at Imperial College. So we are developing solutions for Aedes aegypti and Drosophila suzuki. One insect is in public health, one insect is in agriculture. We are already having conversations with health authorities, ministries of health on the public health side, and also with farmers. For example, we have already an established partnership on R&D, but with a view to implementation with a large berry organization in Italy, and also with another one in North America. So the interest in our solutions is very strong.
What is a regulatory path for your technology?
Yes, it's a GM technology, so it falls under GM regulations around the world. It is important to say that there are already several precedents of approval of technologies of a similar nature, so genetically modified insects that have the same objective. And there are approvals, commercial approvals in Latin America, in Brazil, and also in the US. So some of the most important markets for agriculture and also public health have considered safe this type of technologies and are already implementing them.
Yeah, the road to commercialization looked quite far out. So why does it take like 7 to 8 years until we're really on the market?
Yes, well, it takes a bit of time to extend the technology. Biology has its times. And so, well, it took 15 years at Imperial College to develop the foundational technology. It's significantly shorter the time that we need to extend the technology, but we still need to test it in the lab. And then, due to regulatory process, we need to have 1, but most likely 2 years of field trials before we can have all the data to inform a regulatory dossier and seek regulatory approval for commercial implementation.
And how does it exactly work? So you kind of gene edit one of the insects and then you release it and then they start to breed, or how does it?
So you create the product only once. So you make the transgenics and then you generate a strain that has the characteristics that are suitable, and then it's just breeding. Actually, just breeding, it's a bit of a simplistic way of putting it. We have methods, proprietary methods, to rear these insects at scale, which are quite special. So we have methods to do that, and then also to deliver them with the logistic that is relatively easy and simple and cost-effective.
Good. You had a short question? No? Good. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you.
Bye. So from insects to insects, we go now to the US with Pheronym, when Fatma Kaplan, she's the CEO of a company that creates an all-natural, highly effective insect control leveraging pheromone spray. Fatma?
Hi everyone, I am Dr. Fatma Kaplan, founder and CEO of Pheronym. Growing population and climate change are increasing the demand for food production. In an era when traditional pest control solutions are no longer acceptable, innovative, climate-smart solutions are needed, and Pheronym providing them. We are using a new kind of pheromone to control agricultural pests in the soil so farmers can grow more food. Agrochemicals are critical for our food production. Not surprisingly, this is a huge industry worth $230 billion a year. Crop protection is a large portion of this industry. The reason is very simple. Without pest control, farmers would lose 30 to 80% of their crop. Environmental and health concerns associated with traditional pesticides have resulted in global regulatory restrictions and outright bans. Farmers need eco-friendly, climate-smart solutions for pest control. Green, climate-smart solutions like pheromones are very much in demand. However, current pheromones do not exist for below-ground pest control solution. This is our initial focus. We are using a new kind of pheromone from microscopic roundworms called nematodes. Our first application is Nemastim, which is a pheromone treatment for beneficial good nematodes that are natural predator of insect pests. Nemastim makes them better biopesticides. Nemastim performs as well as chemical pesticide with an added benefit of improving soil microbial biodiversity. We have validated technology, market, and developed a climate-smart manufacturing. Our second application is Ferricode. It is a seed treatment which prevents bad nematodes from attacking plant roots and sucking the yield out of them. We first identified key players in the market, distributors and suppliers were most interested.
I'm pretty sure you can go to some of the slides with some of the other questions if you need to. Thank you.
Pheromones, this is a very interesting topic with one of the largest acquisition in agtech, food tech so far. What makes you different from your potential competitors?
Why our company is different from the potential competitor? The pheromones in the market are coming from insect pheromones and they target the insect pest above grounds. The pheromone we are using is water-soluble coming from nematodes and it has new application for below-ground pest control applications, insect. We also have seed treatment application that the current ones don't. That actually controls plant parasitic nematodes and there is a huge need in the market. So we are very complementary. Including the insect pests they can control only above ground life stage. If those insect pests have below ground life stage, that we can control.
Kevin?
You were talking about market validation. You already are on the market with your first product?
Are we in the market with our first product? That's a wonderful question. We are working with commercial partners. They are very happy with the test. They tested, and this year in Europe, we have a field trial with a commercial partner for turf grass in the fall, with another one for specialty crop. We will get into market next year around this time. I can say, yes, we are in the market.
Great. Sophie, or Romain again?
Yeah, I mean, your go-to-market strategy, I mean, are you going to partner with a few distributors? I mean, can you elaborate?
For our market entry strategy, so we will do partnership with distributors and ag chemical companies. That is how we are going to reach to farmers. Farmers get their pest control products from distributors, so those are the ones we will be partnering with, and the known sources.
And concretely, how do you apply your solutions? Because we know that in biosolutions, the way you use the solution for the farmers, it's quite important. So can you elaborate a bit more?
How do we use our product? Our product is water soluble, which makes application very easy. For our first application, Nemastim, it's a nematode treatment, and we are adding one step right at the beginning of when they put the nematodes in the water. They also add the pheromones, and then pheromones and nematodes are activated, then everything else is the same. Seed treatment, we are putting it in the seed, then it is applied with the seed.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Fatma.
Thank you.
Are you ready for the last speech of this session? You're not ready? You're not really ready, are you? Yeah, but Lars is. Lars Langhout, he's the CEO of No Palm Ingredients from the Netherlands. They make palm oil without palm trees through the fermentation of sustainable microbial oils. Lars?
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. Palm oil is a great product. And I think that's not something you'd expect to hear from a founder of a company called No Palm. But it is. It's cheap and it's versatile, and 60% of the products in supermarkets contain palm oil. But there's one problem. There's not enough. Palm oil demand grows by 4% annually. And with EU regulations coming into effect against deforestation, our customers can only use 20% of the current supply. And you can imagine what happens next. Prices will rise, there will be out of stocks, and that's where we come in at No Palm Ingredients. We produce palm oil alternatives using yeast with our patented fermentation platform. These wonderful creatures we all know from bread, wine, and beer have more magic up their sleeves. They make oil. And we only have to feed them with sugars. But rather than feeding them with pure sugars, we're feeding them with one of society's other major problems, food waste. And did you know that 1/3 of all food is wasted? And we're turning this into an opportunity. Contrary to precision fermentation, we're using a low capex brewery type of fermentation that allows us to lower cost. And paired with those waste streams, that brings us to price parity with palm oil. And as a bonus, reducing carbon emissions by 90% and land use by 99%. With our decentralized strategy, we're building production sites at these waste stream locations, allowing us to brew oils everywhere. And because we hit price parity, our payback period of our factories is less than 3 years. And our customers tell us we have a one-on-one drop-in replacement with added benefits such as longer shelf life. And now we're gearing up for the next stage, preparing for a demo factory, providing our customers with industrial scale samples that they can test in their production lines. But in order to succeed in this space, you need experience. And in our management team, we combine expertise in fermentation, strategy and business, and operations. And our team has scaled technologies from lab scale to industrial scale for a living. We're actively raising, we're still looking for co-investors, and already looking ahead to next year's Series A. So come join our movement, spread awareness, and invest. Palm oil without palm trees, hence the name. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lars. Romain?
How many tons of potato peels do you need to produce 1 ton of your product?
We would need 15 to 20 tons of potato peels or any other waste stream.
And therefore, the obvious question behind is the logistics. How does it work?
So we co-locate. So we co-locate with our suppliers. So a potato processing company in this example, where we put our fermenters and our equipment. So you automatically take the waste streams from their production lines into our fermenters, so you don't have any issues with transportation.
So what is the functionality of the product compared to palm oil, also in terms of health and benefits?
Yeah, so we provide a one-on-one replacement. There are different palm fractions, for example, palm mid-fraction fat. The fatty acid composition is similar. The only thing is that we have added benefits such as healthier oils, because we can have less saturated fatty acids in there. And because of the natural antioxidants from the yeast that transfer to the fat, you also have a longer shelf life.
What are your key bottlenecks now?
Funding, as with any startup, but the next step for us technically is more on downstream processing, because then we're using machinery that are more representative on industrial scale, and that equipment is not available at pilot scale where we are now.
Do you face any regulatory constraints, or do you need novel food for your technology?
We don't need novel food. We're using the substantial equivalence principle. If you look at the fatty acid composition, it's the same, C16, C18, 1 and 2. And therefore, you don't have to go through novel foods. We are in a process of getting a stamp of approval for each EU country. You have a governing body that checks that, and we're in a process of doing that.
How protected is your technology?
We've patented the combination of using waste stream and that low capex fermentation, which basically prevents anyone else to doing the same. So all of our competitors are using precision fermentation and or glucose or waste streams.
Any final question?
Yes, I was going to ask, can you elaborate on your competitors, actually?
Yeah, there are a bunch of competitors out there, obviously, but if you use precision fermentation and glucose, you cannot get below $10 a kilo. If you use precision fermentation and waste streams, it's about $5 a kilo. And in our case, we can produce for about €1 per kilo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.